Hi, my name is Laurie Miller, and I live in Woodland Hills, California. I have two belly dance troupes. One is LA Tribal, a professional troupe, and the other troupe is called Tanda Nilam, and we just formed a community-based troupe.
Wonderful.
Oh, and I'm also the facilitator for Tribal Dance Jam.
Thank you, Laurie. How are you today?
Good.
Good. Now, can you tell us a little bit about Tribal Dance Jam? What is it?
It's a big practice session for all the American tribal style dancers in your local area to gather and dance.
Okay, and how did Tribal Dance Jam begin?
Well, I went to Remo Recreational Music Center for some drum lessons, and I saw this wide open space, and I thought, wow, this would be a great place to have a big practice session with other ATS dancers. So that was the beginning of what turned into Tribal Dance Jam.
Okay, and what is Remo again? Can you tell? Is it like a studio space or?
It's a huge warehouse. Remo is a drum company, and they have this huge warehouse where they have events and classes. A lot of times they have free drum circles, and they provide the drums. They have a lot of kids' rhythm classes or drum circles for kids. It's just a huge warehouse where they have what they call is their music recreational center.
Okay, and how long have you been doing Tribal Dance Jam?
About 2 years.
And how often is it held?
You check my notes here. We have been doing Tribal Dance Jam twice a year.
Oh, only twice a year?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, I thought it was more often. I don't know why. Okay, and is it open to musicians as well?
Yes, we actually started, when I first thought of Tribal Dance Jam, I tried to convince Remo RMC to give us the space at a very good cost if I brought in live musicians, and to entice the dancers, I brought in one vendor. So we started out with Village Mandala drum circle musicians facilitated by Vern Lewis from the Inland Empire. And so they came out and they played music the entire time, and we had one vendor, Tribal Bazaar, and they're located here in the LA area, and they came out and vended their wares. And so yes, we have musicians that come. Recently we've changed from just music to drumming. So now we're just asking Middle Eastern drummers, students are welcome to join us. We still ask for a $5 entrance donation.
Okay, and then you have it twice a year. You have one coming up in January. And when is your second?
January 29th. And then the next one will be on Saturday, May 7th.
Okay.
And that will be different. We're actually exploring having a swap and shop. Where other vendors can come and sell their wares, or some of the dancers have stuff they want to sell, they can rent a table. So that will be different, exploring new ground.
And how large is the space for the vending?
Right now we have it for 2 hours.
Okay.
And the idea behind Tribal Dance Jam is to dance. Mm-hmm. So anything over 2 hours is kind of exhausting if you've ever danced 2 hours. We don't dance 2 hours straight because people can stop and go shopping or rest and watch. And not everybody comes to dance. Some will just come to watch us.
Okay, and then for the vending space that you're going to try in, is it May? Did you say May?
Yes.
That you're going to try in May. How large is that space going to be? How many vendors are you looking to?
That really depends on the cost and the space. If we can fit maybe 18 tables and have enough space to dance, we will have 18 vendors. If the space is smaller, we may have to go with 10 vendors. So we're still looking at this point at a place.
Okay. Okay, so you might do it different at a different place, a different location other than Remo?
Yes. If we have vendors, we're outgrowing the space at Remo, unfortunately.
Okay. And have you ever thought of other places? Like when we were at Venice Beach, was that a tribal dance jam, or was that different?
Actually, that was a tribal dance jam. We called it TDJ Collective.
Okay.
And what that was, a community of dancers who perform, and we all got together just to have a performance. That's different. It's not a practice session. It's an actual performance where we were set up in a certain order to go onto a stage, even though it was cement, to perform.
Okay.
So that's different from an actual tribal dance jam.
Okay, and so how often do you have your collectives? Are those just kind of random, or do you plan those throughout the year?
Well, we started doing those last year. Someone suggested that we have one at the Ojai Belly Dance Festival, so that's when we started this collective of dancers performing. And then throughout the year, someone would suggest that they have an event and would like us to perform. And so we would call out to the dancers and say, do you want to perform? Please show up. And we have a list of instructions where to meet and what we're going to do. I'm not sure if we're going to continue that. However, Venice Beach seems to be a great venue that we may do this, a TDJ collective twice a year at Venice Beach, if it works out.
Okay, that sounds good, because that was fun. That was so much fun. Now, as far as the Tribal Dance Jam,